So what do you do after you work out?
Go get something to eat, ride by my grandma's house, check on everybody, relax.
What has made you such a great basketball player?
To get to where I am now, I guess I would say consistency, hard work. Sound cliche, but that's really the honest truth, because ever since I was young, I was always playing, whether I believe it or not. That's what got me better. I really just kept working at it, because like I said, I wasn't good, and my sister used to tell me they didn't even want me to come with them outside because I wasn't good. So really just keep getting better. I just kept at it, really. Like I said, a lot of people that I was growing up with don't even play basketball no more. They got completely different lives. So just sticking with it, really.
Sounds like you kind of taught yourself. Can you give me a timeline?
Yeah, I probably did teach myself. Of course, there were people along the way help me, mold into a better player. But as far as the fundamentals and stuff, I would say I basically taught myself. Middle school, around like 7th grade, I played on this one team in the city. Coach Parker, she actually, that was probably one of my first teams that I played for, and she introduced me into different ways to train. She was a big part, I would say, getting me started into the circuit of people getting to know who I was as a player, because I didn't know anything about the circuit. So I first started with her, then I got on another team when I got to high school, which was Essence. Coach Kim, I want to say 9th grade is when I started playing with them. Because at that time, it was a lot of teams trying to get me to play for them. This was new for me and my mom, because like I said, I hadn't played really on the team. I just used to play for fun, and then they were like, oh, you should play for this team, you should play for this team. And Coach Kim, Essence, one of the greatest women's programs in Florida, actually. But she actually was more than a coach. She treated me like her daughter as well, as Michelle. She took me in. Kelvin, her husband, he still, to this day, checks on me constantly, making sure I'm doing what I need to do to be the best that I can be. But yeah, starting with Essence, and then doing the things when I got to college, doing what I needed to do to stay at that level.
So you did cover a little bit about middle school. So kind of give me the timeline of high school and college, and then after college.
Basketball in high school, I don't think I got good memory of it. It was kind of a blur to me. I wish I could have. Like I said, that's how you know I really just be hooping for fun, because people will tell me stories today, and I'm like, I don't even remember none of that. But high school, I was pretty good, I guess. I was voted into the McDonald's All-American game. It was in Chicago. I won MVP 2012. We won that year as well.
All right, with Alexis Prince from Edgewater High School. 25 points for you today in this All-Star game. How do you feel you played today?
I think I did good. My team came out strong. The end, we kind of let it go, but it's all right.
Yeah. What was it like for playing with Darryl Armstrong today?
Oh, it was good, like being able to be coached by people that just won the championship. He a nice, funny person.
Right now you're going through recruiting process. How's that working out for you? Who's looking at you and stuff like that?
It's going good. I'm just right now just trying to still narrow it down, set my visits up, but recruiting.
Do you have any set up right now?
I got LSU and Baylor set up so far right now. Still working on my other ones, trying to decide what schools I want and not, but I'm getting there.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on the great game.
I won Miss Florida basketball. I also got Gatorade Girls Florida Player of the Year. Gatorade Florida Player of the Year. I also got a lot of other awards I could talk about, but the biggest one I think is the Gatorade Player of the Year and the McDonald's All-American, and just doing that was probably one of my biggest goals when I was in high school, and then getting my scholarship to go to Baylor. Then I played on the USA team that summer when I first got there. That was also one of my goals, to make the USA team, because it took me, I want to say, maybe 2 or 3 times to make it, because I've always got invited to the trials to go, but I never actually made the team. So that one year that I made it, I actually played really well.
On behalf of the distinguished brothers of Kappa Epsilon Kappa, welcome to Brixton University. And to unintentionally kick off y'all orientation and transition y'all from freshman Cubs to Brixton Lions, we're gonna go. Hi. So you enrolled in Brixton after all, huh?
I did.
You don't look too happy about that.
What happened to you learning for business? But it's not just that.
And we won gold, so that was another highlight growing up. I wanted to be McDonald's, I wanted to make the USA team, so I did those things. So getting to college, I also had big goals, so I think that's what also made me who I am, because I continue to work despite those things. We were successful, we won a lot. We didn't win a championship. We made it to the Elite 8 all the years I was there, so that's pretty good, but never got that goal to win the championship. But I won conference championships, so I guess that'll do. We got rings for those, so that's a good accomplishment, a big accomplishment for me. That's it, really.
Dang, it's been a minute since I've been in office. I ain't even see these pictures.
I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers. Some like Alexis Prince. Numbers. I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers. Some like Alexis Prince.
Bank account with these numbers. Go hard in the paint like flock of flame. Big plays, we call them hummers. My face gated, they know my name. I'm doing numbers. Making shots, I don't never miss. My team winning, we ball hard. Drop 35, that's preference. Do a drop back, I ain't seeing y'all. I'm doing numbers. Hustling in the red and white Edgewater. I get a voice in my head, ball harder. Ever since I've been a jit, I've been a starter. Make a movie and my team, Coach Carter. I ball hard, I hate losing on that. No backboard abusing. Shaking people with the way I'm moving. And I'm saying reckless with the way I'm shooting. You can run up and get wet, but you gon' have to win for my respect. Every shot you throwing up, I'm gon' reject. Fast break, quick, moving like a jet. I flick my wrist, nothing but net. I'm showing off, call it tech.
I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers. Some like Alexis Prince. Numbers. I'm doing numbers. I'm doing numbers. Some like Alexis
Bank account with these numbers. Go hard in the paint like flock of flame. Big plays, we call them hummers. My face gated, they know my name. I'm doing numbers. Making shots, I don't never miss. My team winning, we ball hard. I drop 35, that's preference. Do a drop back, I ain't seeing y'all. I'm doing numbers.
Don't know her name, it's AP. Just give it a rock like Jay-Z. Feel bad for your daughter screaming, Coach, I can't guard her. Your team ball, mine ball harder. Your team ball, mine ball harder. Drive the hole like a Range Rover. Was going right, but I just crossed over. You haters can't see me unless you cut on your TV. Go clutch in that crunch time. You get ate up, no lunchtime. Me and my team, we hooping. 3-point line, we shooting. Y'all need to get y'all range up. Y'all need to step y'all game up. That number 12 like D White. In the L, we taking flight. Hold it down, that Baylor, but you still bleed that red and white from E-High to Baylor. Shout out to you haters. We doing numbers, something like Alexis Prince.
Bank account with these numbers. Go hard in the paint like flock of flame. Big plays, we call them hummers. My face gated, they know my name. I'm doing numbers. Making shots, I don't never miss. My team winning, we ball hard. Drop 35, that's preference. Do a drop back, I ain't seeing y'all. I'm doing numbers.
Life after college.
Life after college. College was rough because I was injured. So I feel like my injury, it set me back. So I stayed an extra year in college. So I actually did 5 years, but I only played 3 or 4 because 1 year I also got hurt again. So I didn't really play the whole year. So yeah, it kind of set me back from what I actually wanted to do. I was a late bloomer because of that. So I really feel like I didn't reach my potential until my last year, really, is when I felt like this is who I'm supposed to be as a player, and health-wise as well. Like just the way my body felt. It just, like I said, I was a late bloomer. So at that point, I feel like it kind of set me back. I started playing the way I've been wanting to play, but it's all right though. I mean, I guess everything happens for a reason. I was still able to get drafted by Phoenix. 2017, I want to say. I was able to get drafted, but I feel like just the status of it, just how everything went, that injury, I feel like it like I said, it hurt me, but I still was able to be successful. I played on Phoenix, Atlanta, in Chicago for a little bit. I'm still trying to get back playing, but I've been playing overseas. I've been killing it. I've been doing my thing. I feel like I'm actually a way better player than I was in 2017, which is good. I feel like I evolve each year. I feel like I'm a totally different player now. I'm a late bloomer, like I said. Everything for me, it just seems to happen at the last minute, but it's all right though. I mean, I'm continue working. This is my journey. This is how it's gone and the way that it's been, and I'm happy with it. I'm still gonna continue to fight to be to where I want to be, to show that I do this. Like, this is what I do. This is my life. I play basketball every day. I work out every day. I do what I need to do. One day somebody will notice it. I mean, but at the end, if not, I'm happy with what I'm doing in life and how I'm playing.
Count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
Look at it here.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it,
from the
count
wing.
it up,
Good. That's a three.
count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
New York Liberty. They took the first 2.
I know that it's difficult. I'm stacking this paper, it's sort of habitual. I blow the residual and fucking your bitch like it's part of my ritual. Part of the visual, but money you give me a heart on the typical. I wanted it physical. $1 million I count up in intervals. Without it I'm miserable. Don't wanna fall off, so I'm all in my day.
She keeps shooting the ball well. Could shoot the highest percentage from the 3-point line as any Dream player.
From the outside for 3, Alexis Prince.
I've been playing in Turkey the past few years. So I mean, I started in Spain, then I went to France, and ever since I've been playing in Turkey, and it's been good for me. I feel like I've evolved as a player from there as well. They've been having me play different positions. I feel like that has done nothing but help my game. So, like I said, just continue to fighting to get where I want to be. Like I said, I know I can hoop. I mean, just got to get the right people to see it.
Sounds like despite your huge setback in college, you have had a lot of successful stories and great achievements while you were young. So definitely a great look. How do you feel about that? Because there's a lot of people that are doing what you're doing that didn't meet that goal, because you were meeting goals while you were in high school, and a lot of things that a lot of people didn't get to achieve. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's why I said, I mean, despite me not being on a WNBA team right now, I still had a lot of success in my life. Like I said, everybody path is different. And I'm never the type to give up, and I love this game, so I'm gonna continue to play. I don't think I'm any less than any other person. I work just as hard or even harder. I continue to do what I need to do. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm confident in my game. I'm confident in everything that I'm doing. I'm confident in my team that everything will work out. And there's more to life. I mean, like I said, that's the whole point of this. It's more to life than just those things. You can't take everything negative. You got to make it a positive. And I feel like my family supports me, and no matter what I do, long as they know that I'm doing what I love. And yeah, just that.
In a short sentence, how would you define your college basketball experience? And if there's anything that you could change, what would you change?
Oh, that's a good question. My college experience, I would say, was really good. Off the court as well. I love the people. I love the fans. My coaches were awesome. Everybody treated me like family. I love Texas. It's like a second home to me. I want to go back, but great friends, great people, great city. I wouldn't change much about my college experience. I mean, as far as basketball, I guess I would change I can't change that, but injuries, hopefully, I would like to see what would have happened if I wasn't injured. That would probably be the biggest thing.
You were set back once upon a time while attending college as far as your injuries. Could we just speak a little bit about that? I know that you did mention that it set you back a little bit, and you just said that you wish that you could undo that. So let's speak a little bit about your setback, your injury.
Well, the injury I had stress fracture. Actually, I had a stress fracture in high school in my foot. I really don't think I missed the entire year, but I missed most of my season. I want to say my junior year. Everything I kind of rushed together, so my memory on that isn't too good. But I had a stress fracture then. Ended up playing after that. Went to college. I played my first year briefly, and then I want to say that summer I got invited to USA camp, but again, after the last time I went, but I couldn't attend because my foot was hurting me again. I basically was out. It started then. I would say the summer after my freshman year. I had a stress fracture in my foot, one of my feet. Going through rehab, ended up getting another one in my other foot. So I was out longer than expected. So I ended up redshirting a year. Then I came back after that. I want to say, I couldn't walk for a good 8 months. I had surgery on both of my feet, so I was riding around in a scooter at school, walking on crutches after that, because one of them was like worse than the other. I have a screw in one foot, and on the other foot I have a plate and 6 screws. My feet don't really bother me as much anymore as it did. I've been doing pretty well with my health ever since then. So that's pretty good. Because there was a time where they told me that I probably wouldn't be able to play basketball again because the stress fractures just kept coming back, and we didn't really know why, because I was pretty much healthy everywhere else. So with someone telling you that, I found a way to stay positive through it all. I never got down. I knew I would be back soon. It just took a minute. I just had to trust the process. I don't know what made me keep my spirits so high, but probably the people that were around me, the school I was at, the trainers, everybody was really great. It was a long rehab process. Like I said, I injured my other foot in rehab. I just noticed one day it was bothering me and I got it checked, and that's what it was. So surgery was a success. It was allowed me to be able to continue to play now. Was that like 10 years later? So no, not 10 years. When was that? Almost. That's like 7 years, 6-7 years ago. So ended up playing after that. It wasn't myself too much. It took, I want to say, a good 2 years to get back to where I wanted to be. Then I ended up getting hurt in my knee. I had a meniscus tear, which wasn't too bad. I was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks. Ended up being like 6 weeks, but I was able to come back during that year to finish the season. But again, I wasn't where I wanted to be. I was healthy enough to play, but I wasn't sharp like I wanted to. Like, I did well, of course. Like, I played well throughout my career, but I feel like I could have played better. And my senior year is the year I felt the most healthiest in my 5th year, and I was able to end up getting drafted. But like I said, I feel like if I would have been able to do that more consistently, maybe things would have been different. But I don't blame it on that. Of course, that's just the way my career has been. I needed to go through those things, and that's just how it is.
Well, it sounds like a phenomenal comeback. You did receive a comeback award, didn't you?
So yeah, after all of that, I ended up getting the Comeback Player of the Year award after my knee injury, because a lot of people thought that my last injury, my knee injury, since I was out for like 2 years with my feet, they thought that it would break me, and mentally they thought I would, just would be going through it, because stuff just kept happening. So the coaches at my school voted me Comeback Player of the Year, because I persevered through that and I was able to play. Because when I did get injured, I really broke down a lot. I think more so not because it was hurting me, but because of everything that I've been through. I was like, I just couldn't believe it happened. But thankfully, it wasn't as bad as they thought it was. So that was great. So I ended up getting the 2015-2016 year, and then, like I said, my senior year is when I felt like I was back to myself. My speed picked up. I got in the best shape of my whole career, and I ended up getting the defensive award, Defensive Player of the Year award. They were trying to vote me to get Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, but I think I got like first team defense. I didn't end up getting the player of the year, but I got defense award, and that was just good for me personally, because it let me know that I was back to where I wanted to be, because for me to get that, I had to be able to move how I want to move on the court, so that was pretty good. And I also got this from the whole school. That was from the basketball team. This is from the whole school. It's called the John Westbrook Award. The whole school knew about my injuries. They seen me riding a scooter for 2 years. They like, what's wrong with you? Why you that injured? You that crippled? But everybody they see me go through injury. They see me in rehab every day, being there all day, long hours. So when they see me come back playing and I did well, I guess that is what helped me to get this. It's like a perseverance award. but it's really heavy actually.
Who's your favorite basketball player?
My favorite basketball player would have to be Kevin Durant.
Basketball has been your passion for so long. What keeps the fire burning?
What keeps the fire burning? Probably just not getting to where I want to be yet. I don't think I've earned the respect from my hard work, and it just pushes me every day to continue to prove these people wrong or show them that this is what I want to do. And also, I had this one coach ask me one time when I was a professional. The thing about it, which threw me off, was they called me to join the team like during the season. So the season had already started, and I would come into the season. I want to say it was like a 7-day contract, something like that. I don't remember how long it is, but it wasn't like one of those. So they ended up signing me the rest of the season, right? So I'm on the team, you know. I didn't really play much, but I was just happy to be on the team and get a chance to, you know, show what I can do. So I'm grateful for anything. So we had the end of the year meeting, and she asked me, do you want to play basketball? Do you see yourself playing in this league after this or whatever? And I don't remember the exact words, but it was something like, do you want to continue to play basketball? And I immediately thought that was disrespectful to ask me, or just a shot at the heart, because I was like, why would you ask me that? Like, what would make you say that? Like, why would I be here if I didn't want to play basketball? I don't want to get too much into it, but just that thought, hearing a coach at one of the highest levels ask me in our meeting at the end of the season, do I see myself playing in this league, or do I want to continue to play? It really rubbed me the wrong way. So that probably pushes me as well, because like for somebody to say that, it's just showing me that I need to not prove them wrong, just show them like, this is what I want to do. I'm passionate about this. I really put time into this.
This is your life.
This
is what you've committed to.
This is what I've committed to. So I don't ever want anyone to ever doubt and ask me something like that. I want them to see it and know that this is what I want.
You could show them better than you could tell them.
Yeah.
Vermiyor artık Çankaya Üniversitesi son hücumlarda. 3 sayılık atışta isabet var. Prince kaçırmadı. Alexis Prince.
Cassandra para Prince. Prince bien suspendido.
Prince basket foul. Alexis Prince bu kez bitirdi. Bir de foul ile birlikte Elif Bayram. Elif Bayram'ın faul yaptığı pozisyon.